Hey everybody, welcome. Let's take the second part of Astro-Vaastu principles and applications. Now we deal with seasons in your chart. And this will explain some geographical things because we are dealing with space, we are dealing with earth, we are dealing with your home, and how astrology plays into that. Because Jyotish is a very holistic science. So you've got to understand it from various angles in order to really appreciate the depth of it. So back to this blank chart. The first house is your eastern part of the house. The north, the fourth house, is the northern part of your chart, or northern part of even Earth. The seventh house, the Kendras, we are dealing with Kendras here first. The seventh house is the Autumn Equinox portion of the house, and the 10th house is the Winter Solstice or the Capricorn portion of your house. Okay. This I'm talking from the Kalpurusha Lagna perspective, that is the Aries Rising. That's the fundamental basis of Jyotish. Kalpurusha Lagna comes first always. I've covered this in Jyotish audiobook, you can go through that. We are just recapping principles here for the sake of understanding Astro-Vaastu. What does this mean? Spring Equinox, what time is it this year, first of all? The Spring Equinox this year is on March 20th, 2026. Astrologically speaking, this is where the new year begins for the Vedic tradition. All people in India celebrate New Year on this day, on the Spring Equinox, when the energy is fresh on the planet. Okay? New beginnings come on Spring Equinox. Remember, Aries is a Rajas movable male sign. Both Aries and Libra are male moving signs. Talking of 4th house and 10th house, Cancer is Sattvic, movable female sign. On the other side, Capricorn is Tamasic, female and fixed sign. So, movable sign, sorry. So, there, all these dynamics will play out. Summer Solstice is on June 21st, 2026. Autumn Equinox this year is on September 23rd, 2026. And Winter Solstice is on December 21st of this year. Well, we just started January. Let's not jump ahead of ourselves, you might say. Why is this important? Why are the directions with respect to seasons important? We are talking of Astro-Vaastu through the lens of seasonal consciousness. What happens in these seasons? The 4 seasons, the 2 equinoxes and the 2 solstices. Our energy is spent in a year dancing between these 4 points, you might say. Your house is not static, your natal chart is not static. Both move through seasons of activations just like nature does. Something similar to the Mahadasha, but we are talking about seasons here. And I'll come to it in a minute. Why I'm talking seasons is more important to understand from your chart perspective. In a minute. First, let's see the directions. The east is the spring equinox. It's a time of birth, initiation, awakening. Think everything Aries like. Spring is where life restarts. In Astro-Vaastu, the east is the entry point of consciousness into form. Think Ashwini Nakshatra in Aries. The sun rises, the breath begins, the intent awakens. So in the natal chart, this represents new karmic cycles, Lagna activation, first time experiences, new beginnings, new courage to take action. Aries. When east is balanced, you wake up with clarity. When we're talking about your house, your eastern direction of your home from the center of the house. You feel the direction in life. Health, confidence, and leadership naturally arise. When east is blocked, when you have junk stored in the eastern direction, confusion starts at the start of things. Should I do this? Should I do that? Basically a foggy state of mind, you might say. Delays despite effort, low vitality, and lack of motivation. If you're having this, please check the eastern direction of your house. One insight says if the chart shows Sun Mars Lagna or Lagna stress, your east is heavy, dark, cluttered. You're freezing the spring. Life keeps asking you to begin, but the space refuses to cooperate. You see the dynamics now. Now we are coming slowly, step by step, into bringing Jyotish into your living room, into your bedrooms, into your house. Number 2, north, the summer solstice. North is the summer solstice. Just a sidebar here. If you see this from an Aries Lagna perspective, 4th house is Cancer, 10th house is Capricorn. Guess why the Earth is named Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn? Tropic of Cancer is the northern side of Earth. This is where the belt comes in. Earth, this tropic, whoever is given these names must have aligned it with Jyotish, because these are fundamental principles of Jyotish. North side of your house is Cancer. That's why Tropic of Cancer. The southern side is Capricorn. That's why Tropic of Capricorn. Okay? Just keep that as an aside. Somebody has done some copy paste here. The north, summer solstice, peak expansion. So you have started initiation in Aries, and as you move through the season on Earth, you come to the solstice. Solstice is where the sun stands still in the sky, apparently. Then it starts moving southward. Peak expansion, visibility, maximum life force. Summer is where the solar energy is at its highest. Sun is exalted in Aries. In zodiacal and Jyotish alignment, summer solstice belongs to the north. The climax of Uttarayana will come on 14th January. That means sun is entering Capricorn, entering the north. Expansion, outward visibility. In Astro-Vaastu, the north governs growth, opportunity, mental expansion, circulation of resources, your home, your heart. 4th house Cancer. In natal chart, it is Mercury-driven intelligence, wealth flow, career visibility, strategic thinking at full power. The total energy of the season is there. When the north is balanced, opportunities appear naturally. That's why people love to keep fountains and all that in the north. Here in India, it's a good thing. I'll come to the interior decoration part much later on. Thinking is expansive, not anxious. Income and ideas circulate smoothly. Nervous system feels supported. Your north, how to take care of the north in your house. When the north is overloaded or blocked, you might feel anxiety from excess stimulation or missed opportunities despite intelligence. Financial stagnation. Overthinking replaces clarity. It's a common problem these days. And Astro-Vaastu insight here is summer energy wants movement and openness. It's a moving sign, Cancer. Sattvic, movable female sign. So internal Sattvic sign. So it's very highly, these are only 2 female Sattvic signs, right? One is Cancer, next is Pisces. Anyway, I digress. A blocked north traps expansion, turning growth pressure into anxiety. Look, something is calling you forward and you have been given full power in the summer solstice, but you're not moving. Check the things in the north section of your house. What have you kept there? And we'll unravel that step by step in this. The west now, the autumn equinox, the Libra point. Harvest, evaluation and consequences. Autumn is where nature counts results. In Astro-Vaastu, the west is Saturn's field. Saturn is exalted in Libra. Karma is ripening. Results of past actions. See, our karmic stuff is coming out to play. In the natal chart, it stands for long-term outcomes, reputation, delays, maturity, and realism. Get real like this, eh? When the west is balanced, you have stable income. You have patience with results. You have good partnerships with your spouse or businesses. Graceful aging of life structures. When the West is blocked or neglected, you have endless delays, stuck projects, depression and pessimism. Saturn can give you pessimism in a heartbeat if you're not cautious. Saturn asks you to move with slow and steady grace. Broken clocks, unused storage, junk in the West freezes this time. You're asking Saturn for results while telling time to stop. That's the kind of approach you're taking. In the south now, Capricorn. Winter solstice, withdrawal, conservation, and inner reorientation happens in this direction. Winter is not death. It is concentrated intelligence. It's a period of hibernation. Look, if you want to look Jyotish more from a pure lens perspective, I suggest you look more at nature. Nature is still more aligned with cosmic cycles of time. Nature goes into hibernation. during winter time. Animals go into hibernation during winter time. They're not dead, they are just being silent. They are gathering all their inner resources, recharging for the next cycle. Humans may have lost their way, nature hasn't, fortunately. In zodiacal alignment, winter solstice belongs to the south, the solar point, lowest solar point, the climax of Dakshinayana as it's called in Vedic terminology, withdrawal and karmic compression. It's a swampy land, Capricorn. It's muddy waters. You can't see clearly. You need to rest and recuperate during winter. In Astro-Vaastu, the south, now coming to the living space, south governs conservation of energy, physical endurance, survival intelligence, and deep karmic processing. Within the natal chart, it may bring about Mars discipline. That's why Mars works well in the 10th house. Saturn endurance, Saturn's own place, Capricorn, handling pressure, responsibility, and fatigue, body and karma interface. Now you get physical because it's a tamasic sign. When south is balanced, rest feels restorative. We all need rest. It's not called laziness, it's called rest. Discipline strengthens, physical energy is conserved wisely. You know when not to act, etc. When it is disbalanced or disturbed, how does it show up? South direction of your chart, burnout without effort. You're just feeling like a jellyfish and lying in the bed all day looking at Netflix. Modern interpretation. Laziness masked as exhaustion, anger or suppressed frustration, fear of responsibility. An Astro-Vaastu insight here is winter teaches how to hold energy without collapsing. Big theme in the modern living, isn't it? Too much of stress and anxiety, too much of performance in every damn thing. You're not here as a stage drama, folks. You're an individual consciousness. You're not here to perform. Let it be for anyone. Let it be for family, spouse, corporations, blah, blah, blah. A chaotic south turns rest into stagnation and effort into burnout. Now, there is also the center, the axis of all seasons. It is called the Brahmasthan, center of your house. This is the most important part of your house. This center is where seasons rotate, karma dissolves, Ketu resides. If the center is blocked, life feels directionless. Be careful of what you put things in the center of your house because it's guiding all the rest. All seasons malfunction, health and clarity collapse randomly. Astro-Vaastu always checks the center before correcting the directions. Okay? So, the big truth of this, to conclude, your birth chart does not act all at once. Different planetary energies wake up seasonally. Now, different planets. Let me come to that part of the things here. How does it work? Let us back to this. Where you should take care of things, speaking planetary and speaking in terms of Astro-Vaastu. Let us say in your chart, your Rahu-Ketu axis is like this, as shown on the screen, north-south. North Rahu, south Ketu, for example. Both look similar, but yeah. Let us say this is the arrangement. Okay? That means you have a Cancer Capricorn axis. That means you have a Rahu Ketu in the solstice axis because it is 180 degrees apart. You need to take care of what things you have placed in this. And since Rahu Ketu are very karmically related principles, nodes, you might want to do more ceremonies around solstice time, both summer and winter solstice. These people will be affected by solstices if the Rahu Ketu is 410 axis. On the other hand, if it goes to north-south axis like that, east-west axis, from north-south it has gone to east-west. What happens here? You are more tuned in your body and in your house to work during equinoxes, both the equinoxes, because Rahu and Ketu stand 180 degrees apart in your chart. That's one aspect. What about the planets? If the planets are bunched in different houses, conjunctions, you got to take care. Suppose they are in south, in Capricorn, like I've shown the 7 planets. Then you have to do something during winter solstice. If it is in spring equinox, you have to do something on March 20th. Ceremonies, your rites rituals, your pujas, your homas, whatever Vedic fire rituals we carry out, you should tune it so that it occurs on that time. If it happens in Cancer or north direction of your house, You have to take care of summer solstice, folks. And so is autumn equinox. This is how astrology starts playing up in your chart. I shall see you in the next. Meanwhile, take care. Be safe.